Alongside version 2.8, we finally got a few little quality of life features for the first time in quite a long time. One of the best changes being the Spectre nerf, who were never difficult to fight, which a lot of people think when you complain about Spectres, like, oh, they're not that hard. No, they're not. They're just annoying, excessively annoying, but not anymore. So let's take a look. Reduces Spectre's HP and resistance to interruption, and increases the HP percentage to fill up the fury meter of Spectres. Adjusts part of the Spectre's behavior logic. It can be affected by the pull effect when it is not in the expanded state. So first off, it's safe to assume that by expanded state, they mean when the Spectres enrage, because they get a little bit larger. And you enrage Spectres by hitting them with heavy hits, high damage, which they conveniently just made harder to trigger. I had to purposely switch out to my Ganyu just so I could actually start building rage on overworld Spectres. In the Abyss, it could be a little bit different, but now that we can actually influence them with Animo, everybody's least favorite flying little elemental assholes will now be a lot easier to deal with, especially for melee characters like Kazuha, who is conveniently now on reroll. And in far less exciting news, Kairagi Samurai, Nobushi Samurai, and Spectres will all be doing a little bit less damage, maybe a lot less damage, in worlds level 3 to 6. I have no idea if they were overtuned. I haven't been these world levels in over a year. But this will no doubt help the new player experience as new players transition into Inazuma. Next up, we have two rather ambiguous changes that say optimizes the performance of Rift Towns after being hit and adjusts the performance of Spectres after being hit and launched. I'm gonna be real with you, I have no sweet clue what the hell this even means. My interpretation of it is maybe they weren't being stun locked properly, maybe they were attacking too frequently and just ignoring our knockback. I honestly don't know. I'm sure it'll be helpful in some way. On the system changes, where we have when picking up an item drop, the icon of the drop will also show the number of its stacks if its stack is greater than 1, which is shown right here. For you voiceover fans, some characters got a receiving gifts voice line in the character profile.
That you can make fish taste as delicious as this is proof of your outstanding culinary prowess.
Now whenever you go into the wishing screen, it will remember wherever you left off. This means that if you have to go to the top up screen to get some primos and then go back to wishing, you don't have to worry about accidentally wishing on the wrong banner because you forgot to swap it back to the banner you were originally wishing on. A very welcome little change that will undoubtedly save some people from wasting a little bit of primos here and there. We got two new pages in the Adventurer's Handbook. One is meant to help guide new players in the right direction towards quests they may not have done yet. The second is something similar to the Experience tab, where we have to complete various challenges to earn a ton of artifact experience, a little bit of Mora, and even some artifacts, although they're not 5-star artifacts. But it is a lot of artifact experience no less, which is great to prepare for Sumeru, when we're undoubtedly going to get a whole new artifact set based on the Dendro element, as well as most likely some new challenges in that tab. And for you Teapot and or Klee lovers, we got a whole new set of furniture centered around Klee. All of these teapot recipes are immediately available to you the moment you log into the game. All of these decorations being outdoor decorations, save for one of them. The indoor one can be found in the Ornaments tab, and it is a spiky little light that you can put on the floor, put on a table, or wherever else you happen to want a spiky little light, if you're into that. There was one more indoor furnishing that comes from the most expensive version of the Battle Pass, but honestly, this is one of the most disappointing ones they've ever given us and really just make me feel even more foolish for buying it every single time. Unless you're just really into Mona and pretending to be Mona or making a room for Mona, I can't see this being too valuable to you. But back to the good stuff. We got a whole outdoor set that is themed after Klee and Dotoko, and it is beautiful. I love this set. And if you really wanted to give Klee the best themed area you possibly could, this is it. There are more minor changes, but this is pretty much most of the important stuff that's actually worth noting. The Spectre changes are obviously the highlight. Should they ever return into the Abyss in a big way, they're going to be a lot easier to deal with. Thank you for watching. You can check out my socials below, and I will see you in the next one.